Lance, final whistle, 2-1 win, we got there in the end.
Yeah, I think it was, I wouldn't say that for the Lord Mayor show, but I think it showed the Brampton game and my Barton game took a lot out of the players. I think we looked lethargic today. We weren't on the front foot. I mean, against my Barton, we defended resolutely against them for 90 minutes, 95 minutes. And I think those two games probably took a bit out of us. We didn't train on Thursday because, you know, they looked leggy after the game on Tuesday. And I think it showed we didn't have that snap in us today like we've had in the last couple of games. And having said that though, we have had 3 guilty chances in the first half. We haven't took them. And I think we've had the lion's share of the game in terms of the better quality. But fair play to Melford, they kept going and they made it a struggle for us today.
Yeah, it's a good game. Jack Brame again, outstanding centre-back, man of the match, well deserved.
Yeah, I mean, I just before it was announced, actually, I said to Ben, who did you give man of the match to? He said, they've all been rubbish today, jokingly, obviously. And I said, I think probably Jack probably would get it, you know, playing in a position that's not, you know, he's not au fait with as such. He's made 1 or 2 very good headers and he made a very good tackle just before they scored, actually. So yeah, I think Jack deserves some credit, you know, having not played for a while and then coming and playing the last 3. Yeah, he's probably a valid winner of it today.
Yeah. A few games left to go now. Looking ahead to next season, you started planning.
Yeah, we have. We're obviously making phone calls and, you know, asking questions as such. You know, the squad, we asked them. Ironically, it was before the Barton game, which was about 5 weeks ago. We asked them to prove to us that the honeymoon period was over. They have reacted well. We've been on a good run. Makes our decision harder because they've shown a bit that they've got something about them. But yeah, we'd like to add 2 or 3 to the squad for next year, and if that is a bit of maturity, obviously with quality and players that have legs as well, you know, that can get around the pitch a bit better. But you know, I think the way that we've said this, I mean, people would probably ask you questions about your 4 or 5 senior players. Everyone will get a chance next year. It's up to them and their attitudes, how they want to come back. You know, and I think that this conversation will happen. They'll see this, obviously. So, you know, I think it's only fair because, you know, they've helped me this season so far, and I think that, you know, they deserve that. And if we can get those senior players fit with an added 2 or 3 to the squad, and who knows where we go next year. You know, we've been on a good run, like I say, and it's like, and they're starting to buy into what our ethos is. So yeah, so we'll wait and see. But yeah, hopefully there'll be 2 or 3.
Fantastic. Yeah, season's coming to a close, but on to next Saturday, home to Woodbridge.
Yeah, well, we've got Hadley first on Tuesday night, haven't we? You know, so we go away to Hadley. And we were just said afterwards there, you know, like if you're going to win ugly. We won ugly today. The last 2 games we've won by being dogged against Barton and playing very well against Brantford. And I think football has many different ways you can win football games, and I think that Hadley on Tuesday night will be no different. You know, been to a horrible, probably bouncy, bobbly pitch with a stretched squad. You know, if we can do that, and then on the back of that, if let's say we can get a win on Tuesday night against Hadley, then you've got Woodbridge at home. Sorry, Hadley away. Woodbridge at home on the Saturday. All of a sudden, if Woodbridge and Oxford go as well, then all of a sudden we could creep into the top 10, and that's our ambition for the end of the season.
Yeah, going to next season with positivity.
Yeah, I mean that's all you can do, and obviously, you know, like I say, I've learned how different people are, how they react to, you know, the odd rollicking or the arm around the shoulder type thing, and I think that's, you get to know people as individuals as well. You know, I did know 1 or 2 of them here before I came, but I've learned to understand how some people need what they need sometimes more than others. But I think that if we can keep the nucleus of what we've got now, and yes, you know, there may be 1 or 2 that leave, but I think that that's part and parcel of football, and I think that, you know, I will give everybody the opportunity to be here next year, and it's up to them. But I will add 2 or 3 to it, so that makes us a strong squad, stronger. So, but that is the makeup of football, you know. And if, like I say, if we finish the season well, which we are doing right now, if we can continue that and try and creep that top 10, then that makes my decision even harder.